Alrighty, folks, take two of the rock stock inventory. Don't ask. We got a little new wave of traditional heavy metal theme going on here. First up, Savage Master, Those Who Hunt at Night. This is their latest release, came out in 2022. I saw these guys in March with Screamer and Bloodstar. Bloodstar was definitely the highlight of the evening. Savage Master, not so much. But anybody can have an off night. So I wanted to give them a chance because I know they are fairly popular. And this album's good, really good. The band is excellent. Guitar player and drummer really stand out. Actually, the weak point of the band is the lead singer, and her name is Stacy Savage, so I imagine it's her band. They are out of Louisville. They formed in 2013. They have 4 albums and 2 EPs. And like I said, this is their latest one. Came out in 2022, Those Who Hunt at Night. Next up, Evil Invaders from Belgium. These guys are more in the thrash speed metal zone. Found out about these guys from Scott Waters. This also came out in 2022 and is also their latest release. They were formed in 2007, so it puts them right on the edge of new wave of traditional heavy metal, but their first EP did not come out until 2013, so I think they qualify. And they got 2 EPs, a live album, and then 3 full-length albums. Next up, we're going to Vancouver for Spell. This one caught me off guard a little bit when I started listening to it because this guy's voice is quite unique. Not as nasally as, say, Mark Shelton from Manila Road, but close. Maybe in between Geddy Lee and Mark Shelton. But the band is really good. It's a power trio. Once I got past the voice and started focusing on the music, they're really good. And they write really catchy tunes, and the voice works. It just caught me off guard to begin with. These guys formed in 2013. They have 4 albums, full-length albums. This is their second one, came out in 2016. They have 2 splits, one which just came out in 2024. It just split with Poltergeist. Next up, Them. If you can't tell, these guys are King Diamond worshippers. They took their name from a King Diamond album, and if their name wasn't on there, you might think that this is the new King Diamond album. These guys, they're a German and U.S. band. They formed in 2008, but their debut did not come out until 2016. And they have 1 EP and 4 full-length albums. This is their full-length debut. It came out in 2016. These guys are definitely in the King Diamond worship. Attic and a Tortured Soul get accused of King Diamond worship, but these guys take the cake. Besides the band name, when this guy sings in his falsetto, sounds exactly like King Diamond. When he sings in his low growl, sounds exactly like King Diamond. When he sings in his normal register, he's actually got a fairly moderate voice, for lack of a better term. There's not even really any grit in his voice. He's got a pretty straightforward singing style, but they do ham up the King Diamond worship. I mean, there's harpsichord in here, and there's little girls singing in the background. It's good. I knew about this album, and specifically passed it over because of the obvious King Diamond worship, but Attic gets accused of that, and I dig Attic, and but Tortured Soul is good too. Next up, old school US power metal, Shok Paris. This is their third album called Concrete Killers. This one came out in 1989. They formed in 1982 in Cleveland. I have their first two albums, and this one I've always heard is the best of the three, but personally I like the debut better. It's still good though, straight up US power metal. These guys have 5 albums. They split up for a long time. I think between this album and their next album, this one came out in '89. I think their next album after that came out in 2015. They did release another album in 2020, but they haven't done anything since then, so I don't know if they're still active or not. And then last but not least, we get a little new wave of British heavy metal. Samurai Sacred Blade. This one's really good. Just one of those bands that I just passed over and never got around to. But this one's nice and heavy. These guys, the singer's got a little Steve Grimmett in his voice, so these guys kind of are on the heavier end, like Chateau and Grim Reaper. There's a little Satan in there too. Not so much sound-wise, but as far as heaviness goes. Alrighty, so that's another 6-pack in the rock stock. So let me know what you guys have picked up recently. Have a good one.